All righty, everyone. We are live. We are live across all the platforms. We're on YouTube Live, we're on Facebook Live, we're on Instagram Live, and we're on TikTok Live. So now that we're live with everybody, we have some new information. I got to be real careful how I word this and how I say everything. That's just the way things are. So recently, they had a CBS News report about Google fining and removing accounts for scammers in the locksmith industry. And that is a huge win for us. And so I wanted to make sure that we capture this window, a small window of time, to be able to maximize this news reading. Because what happens in the news is things go trending and then they fall apart and then they disappear. So if we wait too long, we miss our window of opportunity. And I didn't want to miss our window of opportunity. However, I have to say that I am not representing ALOA at this particular point in time. I am simply telling you, as a Southwest board director for ALOA, some of the action steps that I have taken to bring things to the association so that they can take action. I can tell you that the wheels of the association turn very slowly when you have to get a bunch of different board members to be able to, and staff, to be able to come together to an agreement. We have to lay out a plan. We have to initiate the pros and cons of the plan. We have to get everybody to agree to the plan. Then we have to implement the plan, and then we have to execute the plan. So for anybody that thinks that this is going to happen overnight, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. However, I do want to tell you that nobody can go out there and say that ALOA is not doing anything. Okay. I put together an emergency meeting. All right. So number one, I put together an emergency meeting. A non-official emergency meeting, by the way. Also have to be careful on that. The bureaucracy drives me nuts. I love this organization and I like being a part of it and I like helping, but the bureaucracy and the red tape drives me absolutely nuts because it basically ties my hands to where I can't do anything, or I have to do everything on my own, like I'm doing right here with this live cast with you. But I called an emergency non-official meeting. We got a committee put together. The committee put together consists of some board members and some other people as well. So it's not just ALOA that's doing that. And we put together a committee, committee called LOCKS, LOCKS, Lock Shop Owners Combating Knockoff Scammers. Okay, so we're putting together a committee to be able to figure out how we can help with this situation. One of the things that was brought up is, could ALOA use the background checks and the vetting that they do for their members to be able to assist Google in verifying real accounts and unverifying scammer accounts? So basically, can the association, the work the association has already done, provide information to a big place like Google to help solve the problem? Because here's what the major problem is. Google can't really tell between the scammers and the real lock shops a lot of the time. And real locksmith owners are usually nowhere near as good at setting up marketing and Google campaigns or Google My Business listings as the scammers are, right? So the scammers are far better. They're smarter. They know how to do this stuff. They know the avenues to take, and they have far more money and financial backing to be able to do this than legitimate locksmiths. So the legitimate locksmiths are getting their Google pages taken down. Legitimate pages that supply, that feed their families and supply their lifestyle and support their business, those are getting taken down. And scam pages are being promoted because they have the money, because they can buy ads, et cetera, et cetera. So here it is. Okay, this is the position that we're in. So how can the association help? Well, we do background checks. We do vetting on all the members. It's not perfect. And I'm sure every now and then an accidental under the radar scammer gets through some of those barriers. Okay. We're human. Everybody's human. Okay. So that can happen. As soon as it's identified, it's rectified fairly quickly. I've seen it happen before. And that's kind of the situation that we're in right now. So I have also taken massive action. This is massive action on me alone doing this on my Facebook page, on my Instagram page. You can go there right now, and there is a top 10 ways to spot scammers. These are all the top 10 red flags to spot scammers. And this is a public service announcement. I have sent this to ALOA. If they choose to send this out in an email blast, I hope they do, then that will help the membership. But I have taken it upon myself to go ahead and do it. So if you go to my Facebook page, Wayne Winton, go to my Facebook page, there's a top 10 scammers public service announcement alert. You can share that. It's designed for you to share. You can copy and paste it. You can put it on a blog. It gives you the top 10 things to look for. It's not perfect. I know that there's some ghostwriters out there. I know there's some people in unmarked vehicles and unmarked vans. I understand that. I don't have a marked vehicle. Okay. So I get that. However, I do have a uniform that shows you got a pretty good idea about what I do and that we're professional. Okay. So you hop out of an unmarked vehicle and you're wearing a uniform. It's a pretty good idea that this person is legitimate versus them wearing a t-shirt and a baseball cap. Okay. So that is another actionable item that I have taken. Again, I can't represent the association. There's just too much red tape and I'll catch way too much heat for it. I already caught a ton of heat just for trying to call an emergency meeting to get people to actually do something about this. I got a bunch of angry emails back. You're doing too much. This is too fast. We don't have time to respond to this. And you know what? Tough. That's just how I operate. So that's a lot of the things that are going on. So actionable steps. We have a committee, locks, lock shop owners combating knockoff scammers started. I have reached out to CBS. Okay. I've reached out to CBS, the lady that did the article and the lady from Google that did the interview. I've reached out to both of them, both on social media platforms and emails. And I'll be making phone calls today to try to get an interview with them to give them a perspective from the locksmith's point of view. I believe I'm a leader in this industry, and I'll be more than happy to go on camera and talk to them. Okay. So there are 4 actionable items that I have personally done and basically going to serve up to ALOA on a plate and say, take credit for this whenever it happens. Okay. The other thing that we've done is I'm putting together a black book of secrets for setting up your Google page. Okay, I have talked to industry experts who are Google My Business listing experts. I'm going to put together this program. Stay tuned to my social media platforms. Make a comment right here, right now, so that you stay in the loop. And then as you see me post things online, I will post this. It will be free. However, this information is so valuable, I don't want it to get into the hands of the scammers. So I will put it under you'll have to sign up for a newsletter, or you'll have to sign up through an application, because I don't want the scammers to use the same tactics that I want to teach you how to use to set up your Google My Business listing so that you have the best chance not to get it taken down by Google. Okay. That's a lot to do here. So I am taking this actionable step as well. I will, again, serve it up to ALOA on a silver platter, and they can go ahead and take credit for it if they want to utilize that service, and they can spread it through the membership if they want to. I don't have time to wait for the association to catch up. I appreciate ALOA. I love ALOA. I represent them as a Southwest board director in some aspects. They move far too slow, and there's too many cooks in the kitchen. So I just have to take it upon myself to do a lot of things and then find out what works and then serve that to them on a silver platter, and they can go ahead and take credit for it. So I want to be 100% clear with everyone out there exactly the steps that have been taken. So in under a week, this news article came out Tuesday of last week, I believe, and now it's Monday. So in under 7 days, we have contacted CBS. We have contacted the representative from Google. We have contacted the person who did that interview. I personally have done that. I've sent out a top 10 red flag list. We've set up a committee for lock shop owners to be able to utilize the assets that ALOA has for vetting and offer that to Google so that they can use the Find a Locksmith page and use the association to help vet things. We also have a SEO link. This was brought up by Rob Reynolds, where there's certain code through places like the Better Business Bureau that can give us compounding SEO representation through those channels and avenues. Okay. So if we can get this piece of code or link that will like basically compound interest, the power of our own individual pages. That's a more complex system, and I don't have time to explain everything about it right now, but that has also been brought up to the committee. We are also investigating how that will work. And if it does work the way they say it's going to work, we're going to try and implement that as soon as possible. So no one out there can say that the association's not doing anything. I'm doing a lot of the legwork. I have help with some people on the board doing some of that legwork. I wanted to put it out there and let you know that we are taking action. I am taking action. So stay tuned. Look for that black book of secrets to bulletproof your Google business. It will be posted on all of these social platforms right here. As soon as I get that put together, it's for you. All you got to do is sign up and get it through an email so the scammers can't find it on YouTube. That's all that I'm asking. It's not going to cost any money because I'm giving back to the community. I'm giving back to the industry. So this is all for you. I hope that everyone sees the amount of effort and time that's being put into this so that we can't say nobody's doing anything. Here's an opportunity and nobody did anything. We're definitely taking steps. We're taking massive action. We're taking so much action. I am getting complaints and catching heat for how much action we're actually taking because I'm putting a giant boot in people's butts to move forward with this. So I hope everybody out there enjoy. Thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you got to do. Engage with this. Raise it through the rankings. Share it on your page. Hit that share button and share it on your page so that other people can see it too and it gains traction. Thank you very much. If you need anything, DM me, PM me, or hit me up on email. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, guys.